Welcome back, everyone. This is Akanar here with more Elden Ring, where last time we took on Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. It was spectacular. It was perhaps more of a spectacle fight in retrospect, but when FromSoft does spectacle boss fights, they do them right. And Elden Ring, at least Renala, is no exception to that. What an amazing experience, and we now have access to a Rebirth option, which we are going to be utilizing shortly. We don't have the wonkiest build in the world, but it definitely could use some cinching up. We can trim the fat from our build, so to speak. So we'll be doing that shortly. We also, we saw the influence of Ranni, the witch. It's not clear exactly whether she was actually manipulating from afar, keeping Renala asleep, or was it just part of Renala's dream? Was she dreaming about Ranni in some way, and that was just part of what was manifesting, along with all sorts of crazy, deformed children? Who knows exactly? We'll continue to ponder all the lore implications, and perhaps we will be crossing paths with Ranni soon enough, as we will be heading to the Caria Manor in the not-too-distant future. But let's take care of our small bit of housekeeping here. I did do some off-stream backtracking. I came back through Limgrave, as well as a little bit of Shifra River. Shifra River, I was curious once again about this part of the map that we were not able to reach, and kind of wondering, how are we going to get up here? It sure looks like we're supposed to be able to get up here. These seem like structures that you would be able to, they wouldn't put on, it's too detailed on the map, right? It's not like these areas that you can't navigate to, that just don't have anything going on. So anyway, I came back here to look around and see, did I miss some sort of a path or entrance or something that gets me up here? And in the process, I got sandwiched between a follower and a volt electricity zappy thing, and I took an off-camera death. So we're gonna have a +1 to the death count before the episode even starts. And so that was about the main bit of adventure that I had as I was backtracking. The other thing that did happen as I was looking back through different parts of Limgrave, I basically warped to all the sites of grace throughout Limgrave. I just wanted to see, is there anything that any NPCs that might revisit certain locations? I was also checking various merchants to see remind myself what they had in stock. And then, just kind of like, is there anything in any of these areas that I wanted to re-explore? And when I came here to this merchant near the Castlemorn Rampart, I realized there was a spirit spring over here. And I could not remember riding this spirit spring. And I just thought, you know what? What the hell? Why don't we just ride this spirit spring and look around? And sure enough, in the process of looking around, I realized there is a tower up here. A tower with loot. A tower which actually we were on the other side of at one point. We were up here on the Aridus's Rise, this plateau, and we came very close. Oh, I am going to fall off. I did not mean to do that. That was an accident. Torrent, settle down. Torrent's like, can we move on with the show? You spend you spend so much time standing around. Can we just keep it moving? Okay, let's see if we can get back down here. Maybe I should just, you know what? we're not gonna take any more silly deaths before we get the action going here. We're gonna warp back down to that side of grace. But as I was saying, this tower I had seen before, and I had an idea in my head at one point that, maybe we can get up here somehow, but I had all my attention focused on, like, trying to get up through some stairs, up through some passageway connected to this broken wall. And it never materialized, and so I sort of put it out of my mind until the other day, just randomly going through, basically, and just, let me ride this spirit spring and see what I find. We found some stuff. You got to remember, this is Elden Ring. You traverse by other means like spirit springs and sending gates. Sending gates are the one that I'm still really getting used to, the fact that, you know, if you can't reach a particular place and you know you're supposed to be able to get there, there might be a sending gate that sends you there. So you have to keep that in mind. Epic loot. What do we got here? Oh my god, this might be the most epic of loots. Great turtle shield. I absolutely love the sound of a turtle shield. Oh, I see. Okay. I thought at first that it was some new class of shield. I saw barricade shield, and I forgot for a second that that's the art of war. That is the battle art. It is a medium shield. In fact, it's not a great shield. Let's try it out here and see. Turtle shield. Are tarnished mutant ninja turtles a thing? I guess we're samurai, so that's not gonna work. Turtle shield. Shield fashioned from a great turtle shell. The natural curve helps it contend with foes' attacks. The turtle is a symbol of tirelessness, and this shield boosts stamina recovery speed. What? Holy shit, it's the crest shield. It is the grass crest shield. What the hell? Wow, and the skill is barricade shield, made famous by Sir Neidhart. Focus your energy into the shield, temporarily hardening it to deflect greater blows. Oh, dude, that is cool. I wonder if that is a poise increase, or no, it's probably a stability increase. That's probably what that does. It doesn't last too long, but that's like, what, 5 seconds? Check my stopwatch here and get an idea of how long that, maybe it's more like 10 seconds. 7-8 seconds. Whatever it is the grass crest shield. Dude, we're heavy. We're fat rolling. We are a turtle though, if we go with this shield. Huh. Interesting. That's very interesting. That weighs 5.5. That is a non-negligible weight. And it does make me wonder, because I have been thinking through how exactly I'm going to do this rebirth, how we're going to spec our character, and I had sort of, you might notice that I've adjusted. Well, let me put my seal back. I'm going the wrong direction here. Hold on. Let's get our seal back, and now we are medium load once again, because at the moment I have Urtree's favor. I have the fat ring back on because we have 3 talisman slots now. Holy shit, that was the other absolutely amazing accomplishment, acquisition from last episode, which now means we have a little bit more equip load, and I could put on the twinned greaves. So I did that, and then I also equipped the torch because I thought, you know, I'm liking the fire vibe. I'm liking the magma worm scale sword. And this setup here, scale sword in the right, seal in the left, and then a torch every so often when we need the light would be a good default, and try to adjust however I'm going to spec endurance based on that. However, we have now the grass crest shield. So now that's a new potential way to play, right? That's a new way we could play if we wanted to, you know, if we were going to do like what we've kind of been doing with some boss fights where we do like Blessing Spoon, and then we do Flame Grant Me Strength, and then we go two-handed and we just have the turtle. Wait. Tarnished Samurai Turtle Power. That's 5.5 though that we add on. And now, like, that changes my math here. If I look at what it takes for us to be medium load and also have, you know, here's the thing. We can go back if we wanted, we could go back to kind of the previous Fashion Souls, where I had been rocking the Land of Reeds gear to kind of bring our load down a bit. Let me think about this, because what I had thought, what I was going to do, if I check my notes, I was going to have, maybe we'll do this at, okay, we're not going to think about this right now. This is interesting, but we're going to do Rebirth at some point, and I was already planning to kind of take my time and think through how we're going to do the respec in depth. What am I saying here? We're going to... There might be some editing that I do as I'm thinking through what we do with the Rebirth. And actually, that's what it's what I have next on my notes. So we should just go ahead and just head to the Rebirth. I think I'm falling into what I get these moments where I'm like, oh my God, I need to keep the action going. These people are you're gonna bore these people to death. That's not how this playthrough works. And eventually I will realize that, because you all you're in for the ride. You're not in for being bored to death, but you are in for playing the game and working through the intricacies of a build. So let's do that. If we do want to have the shield. Now, would I do that though? This is the thing. Would I actually do this? How much recovery, how much stamina recovery is this providing? Like, it's a total Dark Souls thing to play with, you know, doing two-handed and just keeping the Grass Crest shield on your back. But that's not quite what we're doing, right? We kind of want to have the seal. If I really felt like I needed the extra stamina recovery, we already have the green turtle talisman that we can throw into the mix. I don't want to. I think I'm probably going to stick with my plan here. But let me just make sure. My numbers, as I have them at the moment, I was planning on going to 23 endurance, which ends up being 26 endurance with our Scar Seal. I'm probably going to be keeping the Scar Seal. Feels like a very strong, all-around good... I really like the Scar Seal. And I'm also probably going to be having Erdtree's favor on most of the time, but I would like to be able to ditch this Star Scourge heirloom. It's nice being able to one-hand the sword, but I'd like to be able to just do that naturally. So I'm planning on investing 22 into strength, and then we get it up to 25 with the Scar Seal. I wanted to get endurance up to 23 because the little bit of mathing out that I did on this, kind of thinking through what our previous levels of equip load have been. We get about like 1.6 equip load. Is that the number that I came up with? 1.6 per level of endurance. So the way that works out ultimately is we want to be at around 23 endurance to get ourselves to... This was all based on having the full twinned armor set, which I don't have to do. I don't have to do that. If I did do something more like, let's say that I go back to the Samurai Greaves and I maybe switch to the Land of Reeds gloves. You know, we go with that. Like that still maintains the two best parts of the outfit, which are the helm and the armor, because that's really the vibe with wearing D's armor set. The gloves and the greaves, you can kind of, you know, they're not super essential. So let's say we did that. Let's say we go with the turtle over here. How much do we have to skew the build to do that? At 53.3, quick math here, 53.3 divided by 0.7 puts us at 76.14. And so that would be if we were going to, so from, if 24 endurance gives us 73 point, oh, that is, we are taking Erdtree's favor into account. We would only need to put a couple more levels in, wouldn't we? If we're saying 1.6, let's see, minus 73.9. It's probably just 2 more levels into endurance. This is not really going to screw things up too badly. Okay, I was getting worried that we were going to be screwing up the respec here, but I think we actually just aim for, instead of 23 endurance, we aim for 25. And then whatever we have left over, let's just do this. Let's just do this.
Art thou now assured of thy want to be born anew?
Okay, almost. I just realized.
Be not alarmed. I would birth.
I really am looking forward to being birthed as a sweeting. That's really the ultimate part of the cell job here, is that we're looking forward to that sweeting life. I forgot that I need to level up, and it really doesn't matter what we level up here, because I just need, wow, the slow buildup of runes that I got through backtracking through a few different catacombs and other spots, looking for sus walls. That was the other thing I was doing, looking for a little bit of sus wall action off camera. We accumulated some souls, and we almost got to perfect, almost the absolute perfect amount to get leveled up here twice. I love it. My Exaxes brain is just, you have no idea how happy I am right now. Let's go ahead and hit that level up once more, and then we can do our respec. Okay, now we should be able to get this going. And so the other aspect to the...
Art thou now
Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to use a larval tear to accept rebirth.
Now,
let's get...
bear this sweeting into life anew.
Let's get this process started. Okay, here's the rebirth menu. You can spend larval tears to clear your levels and reassign them from square one. You must reassign all levels until you reach your present level, and you cannot make any attributes lower than their initial level determined by your origin. That is the way that it's worked before. Makes sense. So, basically the only things that we did not touch, we actually did not touch dexterity, because even though we're at 18 dexterity, that's the scar seal. So 15 dexterity was where we started. We never leveled that. We also never leveled intelligence because we're a dingus. Okay, I wanted to at least just get an idea maybe of where the soft cap for each of these stats is. Like if we go up to 30 faith, I would imagine it would be around 40, right? We actually start to... Oh, we're still getting a boost to the scale sword all the way up to 50 faith. Looks like maybe 50 is the soft cap, because we're still getting a boost. We're still getting a boost to the scale sword every couple levels. That's pretty interesting. So we get a good effect to the scale sword, and I'm guessing we will also have that effect. We can kind of see that reflected in the... It's always tough with seals. Like this menu here does not really give you a good indication of how much your spells are going up based on how you level your faith. That's always kind of been a bugaboo with me with the Dark Souls rebirth screens. It shows you all these other stats, which are fine, but it really only gives you an idea of what your like physical attacks with swords and hammers and spears and all the melee weapons. Maybe bows would work as well, but the left armament 1 in this case, which is your seal, is not. It is changing, but I don't think it's like that 52 to 63 is like if you like punched with the seal, that would be the damage that it would be talking about, and that doesn't really give you a great idea of how your spells are changing. How's your lightning spear changing? How's your black flame? Your frenzied burst? We're getting basically 2 damage per level in strength on the scale sword, which is pretty nice. And how long does that last? Basically, it looks like it's going to soft cap at 50 as well. or not. Dude. Wow. That's surprising. You can... Okay. Wow, there is... I mean, okay. One thing I need to remember is even if the soft caps were like 40 or 50 in the previous games, this is Elden Ring. This game is potentially like... I don't know how much more massive this game is going to end up being compared to like Dark Souls 3. It has to be whatever multiplier, 5 times as big, 10 times as big, 20 times as big, whatever the case may be. It's massive compared to DS3. And so these soft caps that you might have in your mind from previous games, just throw those out the window. Just pretend that the soft caps don't exist. Let's see what we get with Vigor. How much return, if we were to take all our, theoretically, if we were to take all our points and put them into Vigor, what would be, how much does that change as we go up? 25, 25, 26. Let's go up to like Vigor at 25 and see what, 33? Whoa. Okay, it's like 40. We're getting a boost of 40 by going from 27 to 28. 41. It's actually climbing. The amount of vigor that we're getting is kind of, it's actually increasing. Let's go up to, let's put vigor up to 40. Now it starts to dip back down. 26. Still respectable. 26. Let's go up to 50. Gives you 23. I think we have to throw out the idea of soft caps. Maybe here. Okay, hold on. From 60 to 61 is only 6. So where did we start? Where did we start really dipping off? Between 50 and 60, it looks like it is really starting to taper back the amount that it gives you. There's 22, 21, 19, 20, 19, right around the 60 mark is where it really, okay. You got a lot of, there's a lot of headroom before you start seeing diminishing returns. Let's check Mind. Going from 29 to 30 gives us 5 points in FP. 39 to 40 gives you 7. 49 to 50, another 7. 4 from 59 to 60. And then just 2 or 3 once you get up around 70. But that's still pretty respectable. Okay, I am spending a lot of time on this, and I may end up editing some of this out. Once again, I don't want to bore you all to death, but this is the kind of thing I like, because I'm not looking things up on a wiki. You could obviously look this up on a wiki page and plan all this out ahead of time. That's not the way I like to play games. I like to play the game and not have that outside influence. I think it's more interesting. It feels more fulfilling. Okay, from 39 to 40 endurance gives us 1.4 in equip load. Gives us 1 stamina. Stamina is a tough one to figure out because sometimes you get 1 and sometimes you get 2. But it does seem like most times you just get 1. That was from 39 to 40. From 49 to 50, you get 1.5. From in equip load, that is. From 59 to 60, that gives you 1.5. From 69 to 70, 1.1. So maybe, you know, once you get past up to and past 60 for some of these stats, that might be, we can maybe think of that generally as a soft cap. So yeah, there's a good chance that I have edited out a whole bunch of my thought process here. This is the ultimate result I think that we want to go with. 31 faith, just to summarize, gets us to the ability to use our Flask of Wondrous Physic and then use the Flame of the Fell God. 21 strength plus the Scar Seal gets us to 24 strength, so this lets us wield the Magma Scale Sword. 26 endurance gets us 73 equip load, which combined with the Erd Tree's Favor gets us to where we should be able to comfortably equip all the stuff we talked about before, including maybe the turtle shield. I'm not sure that that's something we're going to put into our playstyle yet or not. We go back to 21 mind because that amount of FP allows a couple different configurations of spells and fully casting several of them together and getting a lot of basically full use out of our FP. And then Vigor just takes a slight hit in the process. But we'll be focusing on getting that leveled up very soon here. So I think that's what we do. I think we go ahead and we lock this in. We're backing off the arcane as well because we're gonna put the Dragon Communion spells on the back burner. There's only one of them so far that is a fire-based spell, and that's where I kind of want to lean in. I want to lean in on the fire faith identity. And even though arcane does get us a nice boost to our item discovery, which I love because of lore, I think it makes sense for us to cinch up the build like this. So let's do it. We're going to undergo the rebirth, lock in that full respec option. Hopefully I did things right here. If not, we do have a second larval tier that I could use if needed, and I'm sure there's going to be more. And we get a gesture in the process. We can now curl up in a ball, apparently. Alrighty. Balled up. Renala didn't even have anything to say. Nothing to say to that, huh? Does she want us to, Alright, let's switch out spread out here for balled up. All balled up and nowhere to go. I guess that's kind of what she's doing as well. We just don't have an amber egg to hold on to, so. But what we do have is we have a newly spec'd, freshly spec'd character. And I think based on what we've got here, let's see exactly. Our equip load is actually a lot higher than I thought it was going to be because I forgot. That's the thing I forgot. I forgot that the Scar Seal, I gave us way too much endurance. Because the Scar Seal already adds 3 to our endurance. Well, I say way too much. Is endurance really a bad thing? You know, our HP really does need some TLC at this point, so maybe it would be a good idea to just pop a whole bunch of souls and try to get those HP numbers back up. We'll do that. That'll be our focus going forward. We've got stamina, we've got faith. We just need to live at this point. So what we can do though, because I did overspec stamina from what I was planning on, that does allow us, we've got much more load than I was planning on having. We can't quite go all the way. We can't quite go all the way unless we take off our torch. So, maybe we'll go like this for now, and we can, interesting. Keeping the shield around as a stamina regen option. I mean, we've got so much stamina to refill. Maybe this is the way to play things. Okay, Rebirth has been taken care of. I've got all these lines and lines of notes that I had done planning out the Rebirth, and now it has taken place. The next thing I have on my list here is we have oil pots. So this is something that I have changed to, I've moved up closer to the front of the line, so hopefully I remember to use them, because we have all these cool fire spells, and I need to remember to maybe try out the oil pot beforehand and see exactly how. We also have a big old flaming magma sword, so one way or the other, we need to start trying out oil pots on enemies. So hopefully we can have some of that experimentation here as we go today. Let's head out to the 4 belfries though. I do want to get to the Caria Manor, and that might be the main course here eventually. But I am also very curious to try out the imbued sword key that we picked up. I think it was a couple episodes now. A couple episodes ago, I'm not totally sure, but we have 2 belfries here. And I think I know which one I want to try. There is one that says Crumbling Lands, but I really have no freaking clue what that is. The one that makes sense to me or at least the one that is intriguing, that is more intriguing to me, is the one that says Night Sky Unceasing. I don't exactly know what this means either, realistically speaking, but there's a chance that it leads somewhere down into the Shifra riverbank or somewhere else underground. We're going to get more imbued sword keys eventually, and we're going to be able to try all the gates. But this is the one that I want to do next, so we're going to try it. Let's go. Imbued sword key was lost with use, but that's what we do because we need to jump into sending gates. I'm just going to jump in. Let's travel to another location. I want to find out. I'm too curious to know where this goes. Nokron, Eternal City. Are we on... We are on the other side. And there is the Crucible Knight. Holy shit! It did take us here. It actually took us to the other side. And we got a title card for the Eternal City. We can mount up. Wow. Okay. Exciting. Okay, we are not heading to the Caria Manor right away because I have to spend at least a little bit of time exploring. I almost jumped straight over the edge. Torrent, stay steady on me. Do not get too antsy here. Okay, it looks like it does want us to just head down to the Crucible Knight. There's not really much else up here, is there? But we get the name of the Eternal City? Question mark? Nokron. Thinking about alternative pronunciations, and so far that one seems reasonable. But knowing my luck, it's probably some Gaelic or Irish word that I am completely mispronouncing. Okay, I guess we are jumping down. Okay, there are ledges to fall to here. Okay. Okay. Just don't hesitate. Hesitation is defeat. Just go for it. Don't overthink it. All right, we've made it to the other side of this platform. It did take us pretty much to where I was thinking it would. Or, you know, I maybe wasn't convinced that it was taking us precisely to this location, but when Night Sky Unceasing feels like a pretty definitive clue that it was going to be taking us somewhere underground. Nokron Eternal City. This dude has been chilling here a long time, though. He's got some serious meditation going on. Love Wart 2. Are there any secrets over the ledge? Modeled necklace. Something tells me this is going to boost several of our... It's like got green and red and like kind of a purplish hue. This is going to like boost our poison resistance, our bleed resistance, and our sleep resistance, right? The artwork there, I think, gives it away. And also we've had the Stalwart Horn Charm and the clarifying horn charm, and it felt like this is right in line with that family of talismans, and sure enough, raises robustness, immunity, and focus. A vividly colored accoutrement, precious to the ancestral followers. Said to be a budding horn, the ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers over and over again until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. Same text as before. Modeled necklace. Cool. When you really just need that entire grab bag of boosting your resistances. We cannot target this guy yet. I'm wondering if it's going to throw us into, like, would we get a mini boss bar for this? Doesn't feel like that would be the case. There we go. Let's do all our boosts, all our buffs here, and get in as many. Let's see if I did my math correctly here. Oh, I did not do my math completely correctly because I used one of my I used my trickle heal, basically. All right, we got Angel Boy is back. Angel Boy is back. Oh, I should use this. What am I doing? We need to use Flame of the Fill God, of course. Of course. Also, it's a little, maybe this guy's a little bit cheesable. Wow, he hits hard though. Jesus Christ. He doing the chicken dance. He hits really hard though. Flame of the Fill God, even with the Radagon's icon, does take a little bit to cast. But it does some real nice damage against our, against the Crucible Knights, in addition to, Moongrum. No loot from that guy. 3k runes. And nothing more. Okay. Well. That's it, huh? That definitely feels a little disappointing. I am not gonna lie. I guess we get a title card. Makron, the Eternal City. And we take on a Crucible Knight, which maybe was supposed to be a lot tougher fight. Assuming we would have come here much earlier. But, I would have expected there to be a little more. Like when we went back to the Chapel of Anticipation, we got a key item. I'm not necessarily saying that we should have gotten a key item here. We got a talisman. Cool. I mean, obviously hindsight is 2020, but if I could go back in time a few minutes ago and try the Crumbling Lands instead, I think I would take that option. But it's fine. We'll get another imbued sword key eventually, and we'll figure out where it goes as well. And the other I was hoping at some point, I didn't think we were gonna go here. This part of the plateau that's above the village of the Albinorix, I still am wondering how we're going to get up to this spot, but it wouldn't really. Crumbling Lands doesn't necessarily suggest getting up to here either, so who knows where the hell that one goes. Where this could originate from, potentially, we might get here via the Caria Manor, and that's where we need to gear up. We need to gear up and get ready to head to the manor. But first, let's go back to the hold and spend a little bit of our runes. Because we know that from the intel that we've gleaned from Smithing Master Ichi, we know that there is potentially some...
Well, I took you no matter it's out your arms.
We know that they booby-trapped the place. We know that it is... there are some sort of, I don't know, sorceress landmines ready to go off as we approach. What I am going to do, though, is I am kind of in love with this scale sword. So we're going to... I had initially held off on leveling it up to +5. We're going to do it. Because that spends our runes, and it also gets us up to level 5. So what is the downside? I see none. Absolutely zero downside. And then we can spend the rest of our 500 runes here.
Greetings.
Actually, we'll spend our runes. We'll spend our runes. It's fine. We still have quite a few Grave Glovewort level 1. It's fine. It's fine. We're never going to use all of these by any stretch. But what the hell? We're spending our runes. Okay, off we go. It is time to head to the manor. It is time to get out to... That's close enough. Because then from here, we can go to Road to the Manor. EG has warned us that there is some sort of protection that they have put in place. I imagine it's going to be similar to... Where was it over here? In the... we kind of ran into something similar, or something that sounds like what EG was talking about. I think one of them was right here. Yeah, and it knocked down. I didn't know what the hell was going on at first. I thought we were getting attacked by the sorcerers in the area, but it was something a little different. So, with that in mind, we are going to approach the manor in a naive fashion. Okay. Oh, okay. It is not quite what I had in mind. We are instead being set upon by who? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, well, this one we can avoid. We can get around this. This is not quite as bad as I thought, and even if we do get hit, it wasn't really doing the most insane amount of damage. So neither us nor Torrent are in near the mortal threat that I thought we might be. So reaching this side of grace is no big deal. Cool. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Oh, we didn't get one shot EG. It was not that bad. Maybe EG has just never met, you know, a tarnished that has our abilities. And the spectral steed that we have as well. Torrent definitely helped in that manner. The first thing that I am noticing here... Yeah. Fun. Can't wait. Can't wait. We need to spend a little bit of time outside, though, if we can. Now, I say that, but then aren't we going to be getting... Because I saw this greatsword memorial as we were running on by. Oh, we are going to get attacked if we try. If we try to check out the greatsword memorial. Is that anywhere out here that's... Oh, interesting. Huh. I mean, we just kind of need to stay mobile, but the problem is when you're trying to read the greatsword memorial, you do sort of need to stand still momentarily. So we're gonna do it this way. This is the way we're gonna play this. We're gonna throw on, instead of our blessings... Oh, we can do both, actually. We can do blessing spoon, and... we're gonna do it like... We're gonna do it like this. Replace this spell with magic protection. I know I have my my spell-proof dried liver. But since we're kind of, you know... Oh, no! My L1 button. My L1 button is screwing up because I clicked out of the window. Hold on a second while I reset Elden Ring. Okay, now can I cast this? There we go. Okay, Blessing Spoon online. Magic Fortification also online. And now we'll see if we can read this Greatsword Memorial. The resting place of the contemptible cuckoos lost in the siege of Caria Manor. The contemptible cuckoos. I really didn't absorb that, if I'm being honest, because I'm still very much distracted by this whole nonsense. The resting place of the contemptible cuckoos. All right, if we go all the way to the side here, do we get attacked as well? Is it just the entire area around Caria Manor? Because I do remember... Aha, it is not the entire... Apparently we can... The flanked region of Caria Manor is open to exploration undisturbed. Okay, good to know. Because I do want to do that, just because we need to explore. I do remember a note that I had... A note we had made, actually, or I guess we actually just left a marker. Long time ago, we were over here on the other side, and we saw a scarab. So we'll get that... We'll deal with that scarab here momentarily. Gold-tinged excrement. Good. And we'll see if there are any... Now that we know... Oh, that's not what I was meaning to do. Torrent apparently... We brushed up against the ledge next to the wall there, and Torrent said, okay, I'm out. We've got... There's magic in the air, you might say. The magical... The magic particles are floating all around. We got a glimpse, ever so briefly, of the 10 fingers or the 12 fingers, that wonderful enemy that we've run into once before. Out here in Liurnia, nearby actually, not too far away. It seems like most of this area to the side, though, looks a lot like your average run-of-the-mill terrain throughout the Elden Ring overworld, at least in Liurnia. Nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. There are some tombstones that lead down from this area. Okay, it looks like we're going to be able to reach somehow. Somehow. There's a lot to explore here. But this is a descend only position. Let's see if we can find this scarab, though. I hear it, and I see it. All right. What, if anything else here of note, let's just reacquaint ourselves with this general area. Something tells me that the scarab is the main attraction here. And it really is such a, like, this one especially makes me think so much of Breath of the Wild. Okay, it's probably, it's kind of a fool's errand to try to chase it. So we wait for it. We actually have a pretty good answer for it, if we know where it's gonna be. Okay, it crosses its own path, like, right here. And, something tells me the Magna Guillotine is gonna be a pretty good... Well, maybe. Only if you aim correctly. Now, Is it going to come back around? Boom. Whoa! Whoa! What the hell was that? Was that intended? Did we somehow just glitch out the scarab death animation? Because that thing was ginormous. My goodness. Okay. We have a we have the Hoarfrost Stomp Ash of War, which I think we've seen this skill once before on... It was an axe, wasn't it? Yeah, this guy. The Ice Rind Hatchet. We found that over in the Temple Quarters question mark? Temple Quarter. Let's check out the new item though. I mean, we know what this does. Stomp hard to spread a trail of freezing mist on the ground. The mist applies the frost status effect. I think I called it the what did I call it before? The Sister Frida. Or as I as I was calling her for a fair bit at one point during the DS3 playthrough, Sister Freedy. Sister Freedy. It's not quite the same attack. I think it's more akin to what the Crucible Knight does. That AoE ground stomp that the Crucible Knight does, except it has frost. It's a frosty Crucible. Okay, I think that is it over here. Let's just make sure that... But I think now we're going to be straying back into the line of fire of whoever is keeping watch. Whatever group of sorcerers is keeping watch over the Caria Manor. We are definitely living with a lot less. We have definitely. Oh, this guy had glowy eyes. We are definitely living with a lot less FP now, but I think it'll be okay. We have 10 flasks. Man, why is it just, it's just popping off in the background there. Was it doing that before? I don't remember it just firing away like that. Once you set it off, once you get it going, it just can't stop it. It just can't help itself. There is more to explore outside here to the left-hand side, but I think we're gonna hold off on that for now because it seems it would make sense that we should try to deactivate. We should try to take out whoever is the asshole that is trying to endlessly murder us with the sorcery arrows, the moonlight arrows, maybe? The moonlight arrows from the heavens. Okay. Oh, hold on. We need to respec. Need to quickly give me back. Well, I mean, should I keep? Maybe it's a good idea to keep the magic protection there, but we have the dried liver. We can just use that instead. Let's keep this as an AoE option. Let's keep our Flame of Frenzy over here. I've put Black Flame into our memory slots because we haven't used Black Flame in a while, and it also does benefit from our Flame Grant Me Strength, so it's a good one. Let's see what we can do with... Well, before we start firing away at enemies, let's just, let's get ourselves acquainted with our surroundings just a bit. We have a new soundtrack. Sounds like a different theme compared to Raya Lucaria. Oh, that one is just patrolling over there. Oh, God. That's what I was waiting for. Oh yeah, they don't like fire, do they? They don't really like fire. I kind of figured there would be a... I kind of had a feeling there was going to be a trap sprung there. All right, let's see how this works. If we do Flame Grant Me Strength, does that boost our Frenzied Burst enough? Oh, wow. They take... Okay, well, the Flame Grant Me Strength did not do enough to get us... it wasn't really enough to get us 3. We still... I should say, we still had to cast Frenzied Burst 3 times. But, interestingly, they take this initial burn damage. Oh, those guys are so creepy. Ugh. I do not like. I don't like it. We have oil pots. Should we try oil pots? Oh, we're actually almost hitting him. God damn it. Oh, wow. Okay, I think the oil has worn off. Dear Lord. Okay, uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. And these guys do a fair bit of damage. And something tells me we've entered into Caria Manor. Now, we have the ability to summon. I should take advantage of that. Because we are here in the manor, and we are probably not going to be getting flask refills. So let's do that. Who do we have? Let's try summoning the Rhea Lucaria Soldier Ashes. This feels on brand for the whole conflict between the Carian royals and the Rhea Lucaria people. Rebelling against their masters, the royals. We're getting lots of smithing stones, and I do hear another scarab. It's gonna take a little getting used to this new level of mind, and we're already drinking our cerulean flasks so much more frequently. We're already down to 2 of them. It might, you know, we always have the scale sword, right? We always can just go around swinging the scale sword if we run out of magic. And maybe that is the right thing to do in a lot of cases. Just give yourself Flame Grant Me Strength and get in there. I do like the sort of poor man's guillotine that we do when we're two-handing. Very nice. This courtyard area is quite foggy, so it is a little bit difficult to... I'm definitely getting turned around already here. But if you wanted Somber Smithing Stone 2, this is the place to go. Let's go back to where we started and just kind of... Let's see. We've got... It looks like there's a path leading upward to the left. We can also check our map. This is the other thing we get to do here. Maybe we will explore to the left first, but there is also a doorway to the right. Let's go to the left. Let's try to kind of hug the wall to the left here. And make sure we pick up that row of fruit. Oh, I see one hiding underneath. Now, last time when I did a guillotine, I sort of jumped right into the hand. Could I, like, guillotine to the left and avoid the grab? Yes, yes. Get out of here. All right, now we're starting to do things. Now we're starting to do things a little more smartly. I think that was one of these guys throwing that magic bomb. That was one of their attacks, which was unexpected. So many somber smithing stones. Oh, okay. That guy, what did he do? Did he pop out of the ground to start flailing around? Okay. Weird flex, but okay. Meekless Lily. Cool. Hi. It is nice. It is so nice that our fire attacks really cause them a lot of pain and misery. Okay, don't want our soldiers to disappear. Please, no disappearing. Give everybody the trickle heal. That is kind of when the trickle heal is at its best. When you can share it with friends. Oh my god, there are so many of you. Jesus. Are there actually 2 of them ready to spring out here? I did not consent to any of this, any of the grabbing that is going on here. I did not give my okay for any of this to happen. No! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So many of these motherfuckers. I need to be careful here. I need to be careful. Let's just drink. Let's not risk it. Wow, where in the world did they all come from? God damn. Ah, that escalated so quickly. This place is awesome. Boy. I mean, so oh my goodness, there's more. There's more. Jesus fucking Christ. You all don't know when to stop. No means no. Oh my god. Okay, where are we on the map here? Jesus. This is quite an open space. So much to this initial area here. There's definitely an overabundance of fingers. And rhymed crystal buds and somber smithing stones. So we have an archway here that leads... Oh, there is an epic up there on top of that archway. So we have to drop down from above. Good to know. We should... I don't want to lose my soldiers just yet, if I can help it. We're trying to, that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take care of all the areas here that can be done with our Rhea Lucaria soldiers in tow. But it seems like this is the boundary here, this initial radius around the first site of grace. But we have that path that leads up to the left. Let's explore back down from there. Oh, my dudes throw sleep pots as well, huh? They have all sorts of tricks. They're such a helpful bunch. I saw it. I saw those fingers. Nice try with the Herba trap there. They really are so obvious once you're mentally, once you're aware of what is going on. It's really easy to pick them out. Very, very straightforward. You just gotta be aware, that's all. You just gotta be looking. Which is not always my forte, but I try. An Ice Crest shield. Small metal round shield, heavier than a wooden shield, but boasts higher damage negation. The Ice Crest originates from a Carian princess. Though the effect is slight, it boosts magic damage negation and resistance to frost. Ronnie's going to be a frosty boss, ain't she? She's going to be doing some frosty action. And great, now I said frosty and I want a frosty. All right, what else here? What else here? The Carian princess, Ronnie the witch. That was such... when she started oozing out of the amber egg. Or her presence. It's not exactly clear what was going on with all that. But it looked dope. Okay, I think the scarab is probably above us. There's a bridge up here, I guess. And there's another one of you. We are out of magic flasks. We are out of cerulean flasks already. Because that's what happens when you lose your mind. Haha. We'll figure out exactly how to deal with this reduction in mind. But for now, let's okay, I think we're going to bid farewell to our Rhea Lucaria soldiers. I think we have exhausted the area in which they are able to traverse. We're going to hit a spot here eventually. Where they cannot follow. And I think that's probably going to be here is going to be one of those spots. If I had to guess. Actually, they're still okay. 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 Am I hearing rats? They couldn't. Guys, I know you're about to disappear and all. I know you're trying to You're trying to get that last... I think it was just an Albinauric. I was just trying to sneak up and get a close look at him, though. Oh! Okay, so there are those... Those landmines are around still. Good to know. Ooh, Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook 6. All right, all right. Nice. I think that is now... That's still in order, correct? We have 4, 5, and 6. This lets us do a freezing pot. Cool. Let's just make sure of that, but I think we have 5 as well. Yeah, we got all 6 of these. Let's just check our item crafting and read about the freezing pot. Engraved with the crest of the Carian royals. It looks really funky on top. It's like the clay or whatever that's up there does not look like snow or frost, but the lower half definitely does. Originates from the cold, dark moon of Rani, the Carian princess. Oh, I cannot wait to see what the Rani boss fight's going to look like. I'm getting very stoked about that. All right, can my soldiers follow me up here? Are we finally at the end of the road? There's a dude on the ground though. Is that a banished knight that's gonna come to life? I see another Albinauric over here. What is this? What is the deal? Oh my god, why is that hurting so much? Why is that doing so much damage as my leg is also itching? That is my guys and their magic attacks. That is the one downside of having magic-oriented ashes that are helping you. There's an item up there. It can be hard sometimes to tell their attacks apart from the actual enemies. So, Albinaurics. What is the situation with the Albinaurics? I think what we had speculated about previously was that they are just... We don't know for sure. We obviously do not know for sure what is going on with the Albinaurics, but... Were they creations? I did not mean to fall down there, goddammit. Were they creations of the Carians? Like, we've seen several different versions of what is considered an Albinauric. These particular guys have sorceries, so they might have originally been Carians. So maybe others can transform into Albinaurics. But we've also seen, like, Albinauric crabs. We've seen the Albinauric cartwheel dudes. I think these swords in the ground are these are the traps, right? Yeah. Those assets now make sense, or I can see what those look like. This has got to be a trap, right? Somber Smithing Stone 3. No trap back here. Surprising, I must say. What's the deal with the Albinaurics? Would it be useful, or would we potentially... They just fell down. I'm here thinking I'm getting attacked again. It was my dudes falling down, making some noise. Let's put a Loretta back on our quick items. And, I don't know that we would get any lore-specific interactions by using an ashes of... Sorry, spirit ashes, not ashes of war. But I kind of want to find out. Loretta could be cool to use here. She's just cool in general. Now I need to reorient myself. Where exactly do I want to... We went up to the left, right? We went over here to the left. And I think we explored this full area in this direction. I feel like we did. Narrator voice. He had not explored everything in that direction. Hey, now get out of here. You all suck. You know that? You're terrible. You're the worst. And you stink. I was gonna say, they've got hands for feet. But, I guess I came up in this direction, and... I mean, this is just the end of the road here. There's nothing back there, that's just a corner. Why did I not explore fully up here, though? Because I thought that the dudes were going to disappear. That my Raya Lucaria soldiers were going... Oh, wait. That must have been it, right? He got another hit on me. Okay. Let's see here. I kind of need a side of grace. Because I kind of need to refill my flasks. Ah, they disappeared. Dang it. All right. So I guess we're headed in this direction. There was a door. Hold on. Before, I think there's a hand above. Oh no, we took care of him, I guess. There was the loot up there, and then there was a door that I was sort of assuming was locked from the other side, or opens from the other side. Is it right here? Yeah, does not open from this side. How do we get to the other side? How do we do it? I feel like we've done a pretty good once-over of this courtyard now. Where am I at? I have 2 flasks. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Well, we press forward, of course, right? We keep on moving, because there's nowhere else to go. You just gotta keep going forward. Wait, we can summon again? We get to summon again, huh? Maybe I will do that. I really would like a side of grace, though. A side of grace would be the best. Oh, I don't have a torch. I kind of need a torch. And I'm not really using this shield. I'm not really using the turtle shell shield. I gave myself too much endurance. I kind of overdid it on endurance. But that's okay. I guess it lets us equip this heavier torch. For all those times that we actually attack with the torch. Lol. Trying to keep my eyes peeled here for more ambushes from the grabby hands. So far, it is a 1... No, that's not true. It's we've seen the Albinorks. The Albinork enemies have been here. over off to the right-hand side, the eastern side of the first courtyard area. But for the most part, it has been nearly exclusively grabby hands. Oh, was that a painting? Like an artist's painting? Question mark? Oh, I see a spirit in here as well. Huh. But I do not see a site of grace. Okay. This spirit... Ooh, it's a Carian Knight spirit. That's the first we've seen of one of you. Oh, we are so bloody. Okay. Alrighty. Lady Ronnie, we have long awaited you. I pray for your house's swift revival. May the full moon shine upon Caria. May the full moon shine upon Caria. Okay, this is just an asset back here. Not a painting that reveals some location that we need to find. I could use a side of grace. Pretty please. Pretty, 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 pretty please. There we go. Thank you. The game knows. Okay, cool. Site of grace. Let's go. And we need to, badly, we need to refill our flasks. I feel like 5-5 is a pretty good distribution. I don't know that I want to change up my spells in any way. I think we're going to leave things the way they are. We are in some sort of chapel here. A crystal Carian chapel. And there is some loot back here. A smithing stone 4. I forgot to see what that site of grace was called. There's a ladder up there. But the ladder is on the second floor. How do we get to the second floor? I wonder. Let's check this site of grace again. Manor, lower level. All right. I see only one way to go, unless there is some sus wall here that I've missed. Let me just quickly check down below. But I think we are heading outside again. Sus bookshelf? Probably not. But you never know now. You never know with the Carians. You never know with any of this magic sorcery stuff. After that that one cave wall that we ran into down below Raya Lucaria, which I would have never guessed if there hadn't been a sorcerer hiding behind it that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get to. I would never have guessed that that would be a sus cave wall, because it was so curved, you know? We got to incorporate this new paradigm of curved sus walls. We have a curved greatsword. And now the sus walls are curved as well. Motherfucker. They've respawned. That is the one thing that I forgot about for a moment. Is this one going to... is it going to jump up here? No, but... there are Carian Knights on the way, I see. Sort of. Okay, all right. Illusory Knights. Phantom Knights. Oh, that's right. That's what they're called, of course. The Cuckoos. The Knights of the Cuckoo. Here rest. The Knights of the Cuckoo. Academy, sorry, armor worn by Raya Lucaria Academy soldiers. The surcoat depicts twinned cuckoos. There are actually twinned cuckoos on the surcoat. Never noticed that. Peering into a flourishing mass of glintstone. It's all there. You can just, it's right in front of you. To a glintstone sorcerer, the body is a transient thing. The cuckoo alone, no, it's insignificance, yet watches over it all the same. Dealing with some sneaky dudes. We got a second surcoat. Sneaky boys. They're going to try to get us. Oh, I saw the sword on the ground. This place is fun. Are we having fun yet, everybody? We're having so much fun. We can go to the left, or we can go forward. Forward looks like there is more to it. It looks like that's the main path. This feels like the side path. Maybe. Maybe. There are potentially some things that could be over the ledge. Some secrets, potentially. So we should just keep our eyes peeled for anything that pops up. But really right now, the main concern are things just popping out of thin air. Okay, where am I hearing this scarab? Somewhere in this direction? Epic. Trap? Yep. It was a trap. They just delayed it enough. They just delayed things enough to where I thought it. Oh, it's not a trap. So I don't know if the trigger there is you looting. Do you actually have to loot? I don't know exactly how those sorts of traps work just yet. I'm not convinced. It's down below? Did we just completely walk past that scarab when we were down on the bottom? I think I might have. I think I might have utterly passed it by. There is a place to drop down here, though. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. I get it. 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 Another Lord Sworn's straight sword. I think we have one of those already. And we did pick up another rune arc, you know? It might not be a bad idea to use a rune arc. Now that we have sort of, at least temporarily, gimped ourselves in the HP and FP department, using a rune arc would not be the worst idea in the world. Maybe I will do that after I do a little bit of parkour here. Where does this go? Where does this go? We're reaching some part of the manor that we weren't at before, I think. We might have just walked right by this scarab, though. And it does look like it's a sorcery scarab. There's a ladder here. Oh, this is the door, isn't it? This is the door that opens from the other side. Can I please climb down? Thank you. I must not have been facing exactly the right way. Yes, this is the room. Okay, we found it. And there's a chest in here. Nice. I say that not knowing yet if it's a transporter trap or not. It is not. Whoa! It's another legendary item. What the hell? That is incredibly unexpected. What have we here? Sword of Night and Flame? Excuse me? '24 intellect. It does say Night and Flame, as though it's a dark-oriented sword. It does physical, magic, and fire damage. I was thinking for a second, is this a weapon for us? We dummies. We too dumb. Storied Sword and Treasure of Caria Manor. Look at this thing. Before we read about this, we have to just take just a moment. Just, even though we can't wield it, we can kind of wield it. Not that thing. This thing. We're not gonna be able to activate whatever the special ability is, but we can take a look at this thing. Look at this artwork. Yo. Really badass. I would love to see this Night and Flame stance. I really wasn't intending to take out that candle holder. That just, it happened to be in the way. I can only imagine how cool whatever this thing is supposed to do, how it would look if we actually had enough intelligence. Alas, we can only read. One of the legendary armaments. Okay, legendary armaments are going to be a thing. Astrologers who preceded the sorcerers established themselves in mountaintops that nearly touched the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. I see. We are located, the Caria Manor is located below the western side of the Altus Plateau, is it not? And from what we know, that's where Mount Gelmir is supposed to be. The volcanic region, the volcano level or area. Mountaintops that nearly touch the sky. So the Sword of Night and Flame, the dark moon of Rani combined with the fire of the giants. That sounds so freaking cool. Let's go outside and see if we can find that that scarab. If we can, I would like to do it without getting... We're gonna get attacked here. Dang. Where the heck was that scarab? Alright, we gotta deal with whoever's on our ass. It was right there. Let's make sure that this guy has lost interest. I think he has. Alright, can I sneak around without getting set upon? Sort of. That was pretty good. I think the little one's coming after us. But that's fine. That's totally fine. We got a Carian Piercer. It is a sorcery. Just making sure we're not getting attacked, and we will check it out. Carian Piercer. 27 intelligence. Impales foes with magical greatsword. One of the sorceries of the Carian royal family. Charging lengthens the initial step in. So it's like a thrusting as opposed to like the old school greatsword sorcery that would do like this big sweeping arcing attack in front of you. This one is more of an impaling. This sorcery forms a counterpart to Carian greatsword. Got it. Highly lethal when used against single foes. Riding alone. Riding alone. Okay. It's a jousting sorcery. So you've got the Carian greatsword that does like the sweeping move, and the piercer is for the single enemy. Nice. Let's see if we can get back up. Get back in here and head back up. Because there was a little bit more to explore, I think, on this other part of this other section that we could jump to. Is there anything to find? Maybe not. Maybe not so much. Yeah, I think that was the end of the end of the road. It is suspicious that this is here. Is there something to drop down to in between this? No. I'm not totally sure if I'm missing. I might be missing something. But I think this is the end of the road. So, we head back to the Site of Grace. We head back to the manor lower level. And let me actually check that sword one more time. Did I read the, I don't know if I read Knight and Flame stance. I don't think I did. Hold the sword level and prepare to cast a sorcery. Follow up with a normal attack to cast the Night Comet sorcery, or a strong attack to sweep forward with a burst of flames. This is certainly not what we're spec'd for at the moment. But if there were going to be something that would pull me toward a dark build, if you will, this would be it, right? We haven't had any, and there hasn't been anything in the game so far that has really, even just the straight up sorceries, like they all sound kind of cool, but I haven't felt like, oh my god, I've got to try that. This is one of those where I'm like, almost part of me is regretting that we just did a rebirth. Because man, one day. What I think we are gonna do though, is we are gonna use a rune arc, because we picked up a rune arc, and we still really only have one great rune to make use of. We're on the way toward, being able to, well, what the thing that we picked up last time after beating Renala, we do have our second great rune, but it's not active yet. We've got to make it to a divine tower. And I presume that somewhere here in the Caria Manor, we are going to find what we need to access the rest of the Carian Study Hall. And beyond the Carian Study Hall lies the divine tower. And I think it makes perfect sense for us to take advantage and use a rune arc when we are not, anytime that we are not, we know that we're not immediately about to face a boss and we're not going to die right away. When else? It's like the perfect time to utilize a rune arc. And now all those complaints, well, not a lot of complaints. I think our build feels more focused now. But it's definitely, you know, there's always an adjustment period whenever you are respecking. There's always, you know, you're getting used to not having as much HP. Well, it turns out when you have a rune arc, it can kind of lessen that adjustment. It can make things not quite as painful. I like my trickle heal way too much. I'm in love with it, guys. What can I say? If I could, I would marry it. Alright, the Rhea Lucaria. The Knights of the Cuckoo. Only a small handful. Only a slight headache. Nothing too crazy. What we do need to be, like I said earlier, we need to be on the lookout for places that we could drop down to. Secrets. Ledges. Other levels of the manor, such as potentially the top of this area. But I don't think we... Well, maybe we do drop down to it. Over here? Aha! I think we do. There's actually a platform there, and then we can jump down to there. Okay, let's move forward. We're gonna trigger that trap, just so I somehow don't forget about it. Is there anything on the other side to fall down to? There is actually... There is a lower level down there, but I think that might be a gravity death. If we tried to fall down that far, I'm not sure that even our cat ring could save us. So we're gonna avoid that for now. There she is. Rhea Lucaria. So far away. So close in our memory, and yet so far away. I don't want to fall down just yet. It would be cool. It would be awesome if there were another site of grace nearby, but I feel like they probably wouldn't give us one this soon. But even if they don't, I always try to explore up before I explore down. In this case, there is an elevator. Okay. We're gonna just check. We're gonna do our due diligence here and check under the elevator, but so far, they have not been hiding anything but death under the elevators. That one goes up a little ways. Now, there may be some secrets as this elevator ascends. I see already one potential platform directly above us, so we're gonna pull out our torch here and keep our eyes peeled as we go up. Although it looks like it's not necessarily a platform, it's just the wall constricts. Okay. The wall around the elevator gets a little bit more narrow. There is a side of grace, though. Yo! We take it. I am not gonna sit at this one. There's no reason to sit at this one just yet. I am gonna check the map to see we are at the manor upper level. Makes way too much sense. Okay. You know, I could I could actually wield now. What I could do now is I could put this turtle shield back, because now we have so much endurance with our rune arc. Right? Oh, that was another thing that I forgot about. I just remembered. I was so looking forward to doing this, and then I completely didn't put it in my notes. That's why that's why you make notes, so that you don't forget to try things like the Cypherpoda, which we have not gotten to try yet. Okay, the other thing that I was potentially going to do. Right, I'm remembering now the whole... Yeah, I had several options that I was considering here, and I didn't add them to my notes. One of them was putting the Grafted Dragon back on my armaments list. It's another fire option. And we're still at medium load with that equipped. And the Cypherpoda, I think, actually has 0 weight. So now we have actually filled up our armament slots here with stuff we're probably not going to fully use, but... We've put them on the bar. Is that a good thing? Ooh. Oh, listen to that. Nifty. Oh, there's an extra impact to the fist weapon there. Okay. Now the unblockable blade. Whoa. How much FP did that use? A sizable amount. Okay, I'm sitting over here wasting HP. Sorry, FP. Unblockable blade. Huh. Okay, something to potentially play around with. It is holy damage, and the only problem with this thing is that it only deals holy damage. There's literally no physical component to it, and it only scales with faith. Now, we have focused our faith much more than before, but we are really kind of a strength faith build. So this is not an ideal weapon for us, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I think for now, we take it off of the bar, just so things are less confusing. We don't want to be confusing things. Let's go back down here. Let's go back down. And what we could do, actually, what I could do here is switch the turtle shield and the... We could actually just roll with the turtle shield as our main option. Just make this the default, and then when we want to cast spells, all I got to do is press left, and I have my seal. That's what we do, right? I think that makes sense. The only potential problem is the torch. I don't know. I'm going to think through how I want to optimize this build, but I kind of like the Grasscrest shield life. All right, do we need to fall to this first, or can we just like jump straight over? I feel like I should just jump straight over. Don't even fuck with going to the thing down below. Yeah, there we go. There was no loot on that ledge anyway, so what would be the point? More rhymed crystal bud. Are we above? I think we are. I recognize this area down below us because I saw the Albinoric guy down here. We've been down there when we had our Rhea Lucaria soldiers out. Okay, so let's check over here. This is so funny with the turtle. The turtle shell. Oh, this is the most... We've had a lot of unexpected surprises throughout our Elden Ring playthrough. This one's definitely up there. I love it. I love it. I don't know exactly how turtle power fits into our the role play, the fire slowly being drawn to the dark side with the fire and the frenzy. I don't know exactly how that roleplay all makes sense, but the look is fun. There's no doubt about it. The look is just fun. Okay. I think we got a type of whip. Urumi? It is a whip, and it allows us to kick. A weapon made of extremely thin, flexible blades of metal, wielded like a whip by Nightfolk warriors. Nightfolk warriors. Right. We're gonna potentially need to dig back into some of the lore given to us by Roger, and maybe, you know, there might come a point here where we want to like rewatch the story trailer and other things that we know about the initial, one of the key points in the game, the Knight of the Black Knives. The Nightfolk warriors. Are those is that the group of all women that's connected to the Eternal City? It is now pretty interesting that we went to the Eternal City. It's pretty fitting if they are. That's going to be a connection that we dig into more thoroughly. Though in essence a whip with a cutting edge, it can also be used as a spear to pierce foes. What? Let's just see what that looks like. I gotta say, I'm kind of curious. Okay, but then... Oh, you hold... Oh! Wow, that is... I love the weapon design in this game. they've always done such a good job with making unique, inventive. The creativity that they show with the weapon design is just so good. I'm also getting distracted all of a sudden by the bat signals that I'm seeing in the sky here. They're not bat signals, though. They're cuckoo signals. This whip, though. The ability to... You have to hold... You do have to just hold the strong attack. Seeing if there's any other moves where you get to jab with a sword. Or jab with the spear. The rolling attack kind of works like that. The step back... Man, there could be some really, really fun playthroughs. Like, I kind of have this idea of someday, somehow, when I have the time, just doing, like, going to a random number generator and just saying, you know, pick randomly one of these categories of weapons. And then that's going to be, and then I pick, you know, one of the Reapers or one of the whips. It's going to be a whip-only playthrough, something like that. You pick one style of weapon, and then that's how your playthrough. You have to stick with whatever is in that category of weapon for the entire playthrough. That could be fun, and it would be a way to kind of explore so many different options, because I, like probably a lot of people, have trouble sometimes picking between so many different weapons. If you were trying to explore the wide range of options that are available. But I like what we've got. I like where our build is going. We've got an identity for our playthrough, I think. Not that we're going to stick with, you know, just these weapons for the entirety. Oh, there's one of you up here. Interesting. Can we get a closer look? There's the baby, and you can definitely see the all of the snake embroidery. Okay, we're gonna give ourselves well, we can actually never mind. We can use Frenzied Burst as well. Oh, okay. I forgot we have faced you before. I thought you were different for a second, but we have faced two different versions of you. You had a lot more spin to win there than I remembered. Come on. Seriously? Seriously? It's definitely... Okay. I really wish that one would stay around so we could just look at it close up without it trying to smother us. But I think I definitely did not notice this live at full speed. I only noticed it going frame by frame in my footage. But I think if you look closely there, those do appear to be snakes that are grabbing you. There's definitely way too many snakes with that enemy. Too many. Okay, I guess we have enough left for either a Black Flame or a Frenzied Burst or a Magma Guillotine. We are over near the front of the manor. Is it possible we would be close to deactivating whoever is attacking? No. No, I thought for a second maybe somebody was going to appear, and that was going to be the, whoever is spawning all the magic moon arrows. Okay, alright. I think that's the end of the road. I think that is it. We're probably not going to get a deactivation of the big moon arrow attack until we get much further into the Caria Manor. So let's try to keep it going then. I think we've done our little sidetrack. Let's go back to the Manor upper level and push on from there. It is so nice when you have a rune arc active. They do they do give us so many of these. It's not just the ones that are, we have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these at vendors. There's the ones back at the hold with the twin husk vendor. Ooh, we have what looks like a new type of wolf. All right. Okay. Big boy wolves. Big boys. These ones do. They definitely feel a little bit bigger and stronger than the average wolf that we have come across before. I just now noticed there is a golden seed right here. Okay. That's awesome because that is our I think that's our 4th golden seed. Still doesn't quite get us to killing you in 2 hits. Oh, that was raw fruit. I thought you dropped something. I think this is flask number 11, though. Golden seed time. Okay, we are going right directly back to the site of grace. It throws off our nice even number of 10 that we've got, but we're gonna need this flask, I think. Now that we definitely could use more drinks, as we have. It's nice we're using a rune arc. But that rune arc's going to run out eventually, and our ability to keep our HP and FP topped off needs to stay in line with that. I think I'm actually going to slightly skew toward magic flasks. I think I like that. We're using so much magic, whether it's magma guillotines or flame frenzy burst, whatever the case may be. Finn Beast Bones. Goody, goody, goody. All right, pushing forward into Caria Manor. And we have a new type of enemy now. It is interesting to see the contrast in enemies between Raya Lucaria and the Caria Manor. Even though both of these areas, they're both very magic, sorcery-centric. But we see the clear distinction in the enemy types. The Raya Lucaria folks definitely went full Harry Potter. Please don't. Oh my god. Fuck me. How did I not connect on the second attack? There went my rune arc. I'm going to immediately use another rune arc because that was, well, okay, we're not going to immediately use a rune arc. Let's at least get our runes back. No torrent here. That's embarrassing. That was certainly not the not my proudest moment in Elden Ring. Let's try that again, shall we? I was doing a charged attack. Am I fat rolling? I'm fat rolling. Because I lost my rune arc. Ay, 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 ay. That was embarrassing. Nobody saw that. None of y'all saw that. Everything is fine. As I was saying, the contrast in enemies. Oh, there's a graveyard. And there's a pot. Okay. Let's try not to have any more silly science deaths, please. That would be one argument to not immediately use a rune arc here. Is that there could be more silly science on the way. Have I... Oh, that's where we... Right, that is the chapel where we got a site of grace. Yeah. There's a site of grace in there. Okay, so we've been there. Ooh, what is... Are those claw marks? No, that's like tree roots. I thought there was like dragon claw marks like back at Stormvale. Okay, but there is a graveyard down here, which I think is where we're going to find the artist's portrait. The portrait's origin that we've been looking for such a long time. I really don't need this flame grant me strength to take on these wolves. It's not necessary. I mean, it's like a 20% boost. It's a 20% boost to attack, but you know, when the enemy dies in like 3 or 4 hits, it's not that big of a deal. So I was gonna say that the Raya Lucaria people went full Harry Potter, but the Caria Manor folks, you can see the influence of dark, the dark moon of Ronnie, and this whole connection to death, the curse mark of death that she supposedly has, all the twisted, the hands with so many fingers. I need to get my lantern back. The wolves, I don't know how well they fit into that dark paradigm, but... Nicholas Lilly? If we're lucky, we're out of the... perhaps the grabby hands, the 12 fingers are relegated to the lower levels of the manor. We can only hope. I do like these blue flames. Very soothing. Something very soothing about them. All right, we have 11 flasks now. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't check to see whether it's gonna take 5. Dang, what was that I was saying about the distinction between enemies? I thought for a second that the stone crowns were gonna be left to Raya Lucaria. Dang it, there's a gap there. What? All right, well, we got the stone crowns hanging out here in the Caria Manor as well. So there goes my whole theory about contrasting enemies. Let's check and see what is up this ladder. That was the real problem, I think. I didn't have my turtle power. My turtle power was not equipped when I suffered that silly gravity death, was it? I actually don't know that for sure. I notice all the time how short my memory is in these videos. How I just completely forget about what happened just 1 minute before. Really did not need a backstab there, but I just sort of happened to press R1 at directly this moment. This might not be the worst spot to let Loretta do her thing. Let's do that. Loretta? Maybe we'll put her over here, actually. Oh, they can get around to us here, can't they? Okay, we're gonna put Loretta here. And then we're gonna drink. Oh, this guy is tankier than I expected. Wow, he could jump up. He can jump up here. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, he almost... Loretta. Hold on, I got you. I got you. Please let me get the critical. Oh no, you... Why are you never able... Why am I never able to get a critical on you? Hit. Your head is always into the wall or some annoying thing. All right, Loretta getting the coup de grace. Feels good. Oh, he dropped an epic. That's cool. We get his sword. A Troll Knight sword. We'll look at that in a moment. Oh, I can actually sneak up on this dude. I'll take the backstab on this guy. Okay. I think as cool of a spot as that was for Loretta to help us out, she might be a little too far away to help us any further. But we'll give her our trickle heal, and we will read. We'll make sure Loretta gets some Blessings Boon love. And then let's check out the Troll Knight sword. It is a colossal sword with a troll's roar. Great sword embedded with a blue glintstone. Weapon of the trolls in service of the royal family of Caria. Called into service when the queen invoked an oath they swore. The trolls are treated as true knights of Caria and fight arm in arm with their human comrades. The trolls roar, look into the distance, and let out an intense roar, generating a powerful shockwave that blows back surrounding foes. Follow up with a strong attack to slam the armament down. That's that roar that we've seen from, like, all the trolls, haven't we? When you get too far away, they just send that sonic boom at you. We could try it. Can we wield it? We don't have the intelligence to do this one either, so what's even the point? The artwork is cool, though. All the Carian stuff is so fancy. Oh, it's a page. Wow, she can actually see. She can actually... Loretta sees more than you think she does. A lot more. I hear a scarab. Where's the scarab at? Oh, no. Oh, I thought I fell. I thought I was going to fall. All right, Loretta is about to disappear. But we can always, you know, we can always resummon our friends if they disappear. We can just, you know, do the old log out and log back in. I think Loretta has served her purpose because it was really the Troll Knight that was the main course. Let me check over here one more time because I did hear the scarab sound and I want to make sure. Did I miss a sus wall? I think the scarab is probably just up above somewhere. Yeah. It's up above. And we need to find where that's at. Oh, this is a spot that I was not able to reach previously, I think. Yeah, there's some loot here. Nice. That's been this known for. Okay, nice. Let's move it forward, shall we? Keep it moving. So nice to have 11 flasks at last. There's some loot up there above the fountain. Is there anything in the fountain? Beware, fatty ahead. Got this loot here as well. Even the pages are adapting the sneaky practices of their cohorts. There's a statue or a stake of America there. Oh boy. Dang it, are we in for a boss fight? I think we're in for a boss fight. Which means we're probably losing our rune arc. Dang it. Let's explore around first. I mean, we can look. We can take a peek, right? Before we head into probable death. The council chamber. There are a lot of chairs gathered around. Man, it has been so long. It's been so long since I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies. So the entire back and forth that happens at the beginning of the first movie, when everybody's sitting around, most of it I don't remember. I only remember the most important part. And my axe. If you didn't already suspect that there was a boss here, if you needed another clue, we've had this once before, right? Where, yeah, I guess at the Renala fight, where there wasn't actually a fog gate at the start. You opened the doors and looked in. The fog gate is going to appear here once the fight begins. We're gonna explore to the sides first. See what we can find. I don't think we're deep enough into the manor. Oh, we are at this room. I had thought this was going to be like some... It looks on the map like it's water. This circle here? Is there water in there? I was going to say that my guess is that this is not Ronnie. But I don't know. There is water there. There's like a thin sheet of water. Whoa. Okay, I'm excited to see what that's all about. But we have an opening to the side here to check first. And... oh man, there could be... I'm wondering if those are those are probably hostile jars. We haven't... This doesn't feel like a place where there would be friendly jars. This is not the sister city to Jarburg. Now, okay, where are we? There is a ledge below. Oh, I see. We can jump over there. We don't drop straight down. We jump to that ledge. Okay, so this, it makes sense for us. Let's try to keep getting usage out of our rune arc here before we go dying to a boss. Let's try to get a silly science death instead, because that's really the way you're supposed to lose your rune arc. Realistically. Ooh, I cannot target these. Maybe they are friendly. Maybe they are. Never mind. Alternating ground slams. Oh, he doesn't have that much health. Oh my god, I was gearing up for a big old battle. I didn't realize how little health you had. Okay, fine. One more magma guillotine and then we drink. You all have no health. Why couldn't we just be friends? Why couldn't we just settle this peacefully? Instead, you're all turning me once again into a murderer of the poor, hapless jars. Why must you do this to me? All right, are we finally in the place? I think we are in the place where the painting was made. Or we're getting close. It might be down here. Because we're supposed to see like an artist in this chair, right? Or something. Let's check this loot, though. Epic loot. Unless this is the spot where the artist was. It's a crack file. Okay. Are we up to 13 now? We are. Lucky number 13. This has to be where the artist is at, right? Oh, it keeps going. It keeps going farther and farther down. All right. We're not there yet, folks. We got a ways to go still, so hold your horses. I think with this all we have been to, right? This is where... This is the chapel with the site of grace. Now, have we been on the roof? Did we go up to this roof over here before? Question mark? I don't remember. But there's definitely a ladder there. Let's make a mark. Let's leave a beacon there just in case I didn't. Like I was saying before, my memory has already faded. But for now, we keep on going down. Keep it going in the downward direction. Where we stop, who knows? All I know is I'm a jar murderer. Oh, there's two big boys. This one I will do flame grab me strength. Cool. Lots of living jar shards. Meat dumplings. The best. The best stuff. So far, still not seeing the artist in the chair. Where is this guy? Where he be? Have we completely missed him? Or is there still more? I mean, we could check. We could check the... It's under... Yeah, here it is. I mean, we're pretty close to the right spot. But also... I could see that graveyard being farther up. Like, way up on the Altus Plateau. It might still be up there. Because I think we're kind of at the bottom now. And interestingly, we are... I think we have reached... I can see this item over here that we had seen before up on that ledge. So, okay, we're getting that, but maybe I'm blind, but I did not see a phantom artist just now. So we will settle for an Ash of War Carian Grandeur. Grants affinities to skills to an armament. Yeah, because that's what Ashes of War do, of course. Carian Grandeur, Carian Royal Prestige, embodied in a skill. Transform blade into a magical greatsword and swing it down. Can be charged to increase its power by up to 2 levels. Usable on swords, colossal weapons accepted. Cool. All right. So we've made our way down through the jar-infested graveyard. I am so happy to be able to say that we did that on our Caria Manor vacation. We're getting close to the end here, but we definitely have to, at least once, we have to oh man. Okay, there is a fair run back that you have to do from that. I did not think about that part. It's fine. It's fine. How much do we want to... I think because we know we're going into a boss fight, we are going to bring our flasks back. probably a good idea to skew them more like 9-2. Maybe 8-3, but for now, I think 9-2. We'll go 8-3. We'll go 8-3. First attempt, there's a good chance that you're just gonna die. And it's just good to have more flasks than you know what to do with. More healing flasks, that is. But I think we're just gonna leave everything. We're gonna drink our flask of Wondrous Physic. Assuming we get to a spot where, assuming we get to a spot. Let's see if we can just make the run back and get to a safe spot. And then we will collect our thoughts before we press into the council chamber. Whatever you want to call it. Does this... Yeah, this made it... This ladder goes up and around, doesn't it? Or have I already forgotten exactly how this works? This feels like this is kind of the safer route. All right, I remember you up here as well. I remember now. I hear the guy behind me. How did I miss? What the fuck, dude? What the actual hell? Perfumer's bolts. Groovy. Hey, okay. All right. All right. Nobody on our tail. So we're going to do the thing that we normally do. Blessing Spoon. Flame grant me strength. And we do have Flame of the Fell God. So I think it makes sense for us to use our Flask of Wondrous Physic. Right? And then we'll see what we've got. We'll see what we are up against. Royal Knight Loretta. Royal Knight Loretta. Okay, that did reasonable damage. Magic protection. Probably something we would want to invest a little more in. Kind of has a little bit of a tree sentinel vibe going on. That helm. There, it hit her. Okay, I was wondering. Running might be pretty OP. I need to drink my cerulean flask. Yeah, running's a good one there. Shit. The Glintblade Phalanx. She's got like a spiced up version of it. But running to the side is a pretty good way to counter it. You kind of have to make sure that she stays in the neighborhood. That she doesn't stray too far from the... Oh my god. So many glint blades. Oh my goodness! Holy shit! Shit. shit. Nice, the chairs can block that. That's a nifty thing. I was trying to drink. I don't know what happened to my drinks. Nice. Let's fucking go. Great enemy felled. Was it Knight Loretta? Loretta. Loretta. Why is that name? What is that? What is it about that name that I am? Have we come across another character in this game, Loretta? Or is this like, that name seems so like not familiar, but it feels like there is, I don't know what I'm thinking about right now, but there's, that fight was fun. It's always great to get a first try, especially when you have a rune arc on the line that you're trying to maintain. She did not hit the hardest. Her attacks were not too tough to deal with. Running, strafing was pretty effective. The Flame of the Fell God was cool. It does take a long time to cast. That might be one change. Wait a second, we have the Radagon icon. We already have this thing equipped. Okay, okay. I mean, yeah, Flame of the Fell God is cool. It does a good job of tracking down the enemy, but you still have to make sure they don't, like, at the last minute. There was a couple times where I think she dodged right at the last second. Let's get this Site of Grace. Loretta. Loretta. Is there not a... hold on a second here. Hold on. This name is bugging me. Why is this name bugging me? Because I feel like... Was this a character in another... Was there a Dark Souls character named Loretta? Loretta. Am I thinking of some... Is there some song that I'm getting? Why is this bugging me like this? First try boss, though. We don't have too many of those to brag about in Elden Ring, so we take them when we can. Loretta. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there was a Dark Souls character named Loretta, but either way, let's check the items that we picked up. Ash of War, Loretta's Slash. Skill of Loretta, the Royal Knight. Yeah, she really... There was definitely some similarities to the Tree Sentinel. That, in particular, the horse jumping forward and the slamming of her halberd, but I guess in this case, maybe it's a twin blade. I'm not sure. Definitely same move as the Tree Sentinel. So we had some familiarity there. Leap forward, imbuing the blade with glintstone, then descend, accelerating into a sweeping slash. And Loretta's Great Bow, which was super cool. Creates a magic great bow and fires a great arrow. Charging enhances potency. Hold to keep the great arrow knocked. It is said that the bow was Loretta's favored weapon. She only pulled it out in phase 2. But she likes to save the best for last. Once again, a sorcery and an Ash of War that are, man, magic, 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 magic. That is the theme. If you didn't know, now you know that that is what's going on here in Liurnia. And of course, that's where we're going to wrap up this installment of Elden Ring. I want to know, of course, I would love to know what is going on with the, oh my gosh, my controller has died. Why did that have to happen at the end of the episode here? No less, but it's good. It's good. We have a, wow, similar to the Radon Festival, as I am temporarily going with mouse and keyboard here to operate things. We have another one of these star dials, but it's not a round table, it's like a round pool. The Carian Royal Council. This is where you would all hold court. What went on here? There's lots of questions to be answered, and Either way, we have gotten our foothold into the Caria Manor. Let's see what the Site of Grace is called here. The Moon Gazing Grounds. This is where they would all gather around and gaze into the moon. Absolutely fascinating. We have 11 flasks. We have a fine-tuned and honed-in build, even if I am losing my voice at the end here, as well as even if I gave myself a little bit more endurance than I really should have. We've got rune arcs. We've got other things that we can use. We've got, as well now, we have the real, oh gosh, how do I, there it is. I had to remember, I had to recall, shift mouse wheel down from the DS1 and DS2 playthroughs. But we now have turtle power. And that's the most important development of all, isn't it? Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.